Are investigating a double stabbing. This happened just before 9 last night on East Market Street, not far from downtown New Albany. Police arrived to find 2 men with stab wounds. Both were taken to a hospital here in Louisville and are expected to survive. New Albany police say everyone has been accounted for and there's no threat to the public.
And here in Louisville, 1 woman was shot and killed and another stabbed on 32nd Street in Park Duval. Around 7:30 last night, LMPD officers arrived to a house to find a woman had been shot. She later died at the hospital. While investigating the shooting, police say another woman arrived at the hospital with stab wounds. They believe she came from the same scene as the shooting victim, and her condition has not been released. LMPD is working to determine any relationship between the 2 women, but believe everyone in the incident has been accounted for.
Bryce Rose, who is now convicted in 3 murders, could learn his fate today.
His sentencing took most of Tuesday afternoon, and more people are expected to take the stand today. So Jim Stratman is joining us here in the studio now with Jim, a look at how both loved ones from the victims and for Rhodes himself have been reacting.
And you can imagine there was a lot of emotion in the courtroom yesterday. This has been a very long period of time from when this actually happened back in 2016 to when this trial started and now even into today. The sentencing was primarily filled with impact statements from family of victims, Christopher R. Jones, Larry Ordway, and Maurice Gordon. Now, those three were murdered by Bryce Rose back in 2016. A jury found Rhodes guilty on 3 counts of murder, 2 counts of abuse of corpse, and 1 count of tampering with physical evidence earlier this week. Prosecutors said that while those are the counts that Rhodes was on trial for, these were not his first criminal offenses. In fact, they said he has a long history of crime dating all the way back to 2009, including domestic violence, armed robbery, assault, and violating parole. Rhodes' family asked the court for leniency based off his history of mental disabilities, but the victim's family members, like Sean Jones, told the court what Bryce Rhodes did has impacts well beyond 2016.
The processing of information, the retention of information, just some cognitive things. We've always been connected. We are still connected. I love Bryce forever.
Man, he didn't deserve for his life to be taken. You know, for him to grow with his sons and his daughter and try to get to know or even get to know his granddaughter. He'll never have that.
Now again, the defense plans to call more witnesses to the stand today as the sentencing continues. Rhodes is not going to face the death penalty in this case. That was taken off the table well before the trial even started, but he could still be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility for parole. Grace, Eric?
Jim, thank you. This morning, a former assistant band director at the Academy of Shayne is facing charges for rape and sexual abuse. Police believe it happened over a span of 3 years. WHAS11's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie talked to a concerned parent who has a child in band.
I am Mr. Cyril Wilson. I teach band and general music here at the Academy of Shayne.
Sear T. Wilson, a former assistant band director at the Academy of Shayne, is behind bars at Louisville Metro Department of Corrections. He's charged with rape and sexual abuse for a series of incidents between August 1st, 2017 through June 30th, 2020. And this was his role with JCPS. He was employed by JCPS in January of 2020.
This is scary. This is real scary because it's hitting real close to home for me.
This is disturbing for Shawnee High parents like Nicole Friendly. Friendly's son is a freshman at the Academy of Shawnee.
My son is in band. I went to his band class with him, and for it to be a JCPS teacher, period, that worries me, and it should worry JCPS too.
JCPS has reassigned Wilson from his band and teaching duties pending JCPS policies and procedures and the police investigation. It's unclear if the incidents involve students.
You just can't do stuff like that. You gotta screen your applicants better. I mean, you got to, for the sake of our children, please.
Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
Now, Wilson is currently being held at LMDC on a $10,000 bond. He's expected in court on January 8th. Now, there have also been some questions about Wilson's past with Ballard High School. JCPS said, according to his resume, he was a marching band ensemble coordinator at Ballard from 2017 to 2019. This was in connection with the band boosters and not JCPS employment.
And the band director at Bullitt Central High School has been fired. This comes after a police investigation found at least 8 possible victims of inappropriate behavior. The school district says Rodney Stoltz has been on non-teaching duties this school year after Shepherdsville police informed the district multiple former students reported alleged criminal activity spanning from 2013 to 2022. The Bullitt County attorney says those allegations included kissing, having students sit in his lap, and inappropriate communication. We have learned, though, that charges will not be filed. That's because the county attorney says some acts happened outside of Bullitt County, and the statute of limitations for a misdemeanor offense is 1 year. The case is now considered closed.
A man shot by police during a traffic stop pleaded not guilty to charges against him. According to an arrest citation, police saw Marvin Smith at a gas station on Berry Boulevard 2 weeks ago tying off clear plastic baggies. Police say when they tried to stop him, he ran off and pointed his gun at them. The citation goes on to say one of those officers was heard at least 15 times calling for Smith to drop his gun before shooting him.
He was shot 6 times. First shot was in the back, and then was shot in the back of the knee, and then he received 4 more shots, and that's why he's been in the hospital for 10 days.
Smith is facing several charges, including wanton endangerment of a police officer and fleeing and evading. His bond, that's set at $50,000. He's expected back in court December 28th.